Okay, so this is a new test. I'm testing the levels of my new microphone stand here, and I'm also testing out a new overlay that moves the game footage closer to the right side of the screen. I guess it's more this side of the screen to everybody else. So I've got the stream going now. I'm going to jump into a game here, get some action going. I'm doing this as a live stream because for whatever reason, if I just record to my local machine, CPU doesn't quite handle it. It's sad and old, and it's time to put my computer out to pasture. So anyway, now I'm seeing that my stream is up, so I'm going to jump into the FrameMeister. Oops. As I forget to put my overlay on. Come on. Bring me back. Alright. Boom. New overlay. And I'm still playing Soldier Blade because I'm not very good at it, but I do seem to be improving. And that's probably good for me to get good at some shmup anyway. I'm absolutely terrible at them. So here we go on Operation 1. Whee! Come on. Alright. So now's the usual fear, blowing up patterns of enemies, and soon we will get into the power-up system here. There we go. So this upgrades my main weapon and gives me a super bomb to drop. And there are of course different types of main weapon upgrades and different types of super bombs that go with them. So it's a power-up that does kind of double duty. So I'm pretty bad at sitting on super bombs in these games, so hopefully this one will condition me to stop doing that. Because in this game, you pretty much get a ton of super bombs, and there's very long levels. It's not very boss-centric. So the red super bomb is my favorite super bomb, and also my least favorite weapon. It moves from target to target without me having to move my ship, unlike the blue one, which is the best weapon, but the worst super bomb. Still, that's the weapon I'm going to try to get fully upgraded here, as I somehow die in level 1. This is going to be a very short playthrough, I think. And here's the missiles, and here are these guys who are presumably on my side, because I can't shoot them and they blow up anyway. Well, here's something this game actually does quite a lot. It introduces you to like a mini-boss, and then you blow up parts of him, and he'll run off, and then you'll face him later, generally right before the real boss. There's definitely a distinct pattern going on here. Green's actually not bad. Green's a decent weapon with a decent spread and also a decent super bomb that does move from target to target, though it isn't as amusing for me to watch. I also don't believe you can fire during the green super bomb. Oh, let's see. No, I can't fire during the green super bomb. But this red super bomb I can fire during, as I'm currently doing. So this game does fall into the trap of recycling weapons an awful lot. I just got myself a 1-up to make up for that flub that I did. It doesn't actually make up for the flub because I was counting on not dying there. Ooh. Weapon I hate, but a super bomb I can use instantly. So I'm definitely getting into the strategy of picking up weapons I don't like and burning their bombs largely immediately. Or soon after when I see the empty screen of a boss approaching. So this is the part where my stream always seems to wig out. And I think it might have to do with the effect of everything this boss has going on, plus me constantly super bombing him. Because the survivability is very low in boss fights for me, especially if I start taking hits. So my plan is just to get rid of them as quickly as possible. And with that, I believe we are up to level 2. Operation 2. So weirdly, I'm noticing that my old AMD FX 8320 seems to be having some trouble when it comes to recording 1080p 60 videos. That could have something to do with my SATA 2 connections or slow spinning disk drive as well, but I don't seem to have any trouble streaming the video. So right now I'm using YouTube basically as a recorder. And it does a pretty good job. There's some things that the YouTube compression has trouble with. Here later in Operation 2, there's going to be some water that it just absolutely hates. Oh good, maxed on blue. And this will just blow up instantly. So I really like the Stage 3 blue weapon because it has nearly full protection for my ship in terms of for the sides. It goes a little bit behind and it goes out to the sides. There's nothing that protects me straight behind, but then what kind of game would this be then? And at some point, stuff comes up behind me here. I guess I'm not doing so bad, because usually I fall for something like that. This is time for the sub-boss soon. So this new microphone stand I've got is a high-tech replacement for the cut-out solo cup I have been using. It's got the type of windscreen that I don't particularly care for. Perfect. And that was one sub-boss dealt with. Don't worry, he'll be back. So one of my concerns with the new microphone stand and this new windscreen is that it's possibly lowering the audio of my indirect speech. I didn't really need a windscreen with the microphone before, and I'm just kind of using one mostly because it came with one, and I know that's terrible. Ooh. Yeah, usually I'll die in here somewhere when these big bots keep showing up. Oh. I already lost a little health. Just need a pickup of some kind. Oh. There's a lot of stuff here that'll often blow me up. Bomb! I'm just gonna sit and camp. Oh. I'm gonna try and get this guy without using up a bomb. so I have another bomb to use on this big guy with the 2 green snot cannons in front. And taking out those cannons, perhaps irrationally, is kind of priority number 1 for me. The reason for that is I like the thought of being able to get below him, and he won't come all the way down with his snot cannons removed. I think I'm doing okay on this thing. There. And he should come charging down here any moment now. Okay, Operation 3, also known as the background gets interesting. So anyway, here's my old mic stand. It is just a cut-up solo cup, and it was doing a good job. I'm going to give it that. It was a nice angle. It was a fairly custom thing here, of course. So, you know, just the right angle. I kind of would prefer my new mic stand if it came with the other type of windscreen, the all-around. That might be a lot better at blocking noises from the front and the sides, so I won't get the game audio coming in from 2 different places, and maybe it'll have enough dampening effect to allow me to run a fan or an air conditioner and just up the livability of my streaming setup a little bit. So this is pretty much the first time I'm showing my face on YouTube this week. And I'm getting a little bit better at it. I'm cleaning up my overlays and adjusting my volumes, but so this is kind of a bit of a turning point, I guess. And I've been doing retro gaming for ever since I was 16. I was always a few generations behind, because I noticed that my money went an awful lot farther, and I made sure back then to collect systems that I was really more into the systems than the games, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Oh, here comes a tank. So this is a weird enemy, and I'm not really sure how to beat it. I think I might just have to wait it out, because it doesn't seem like a lot of it actually takes damage, and it shoots these yellow things, and when they blow up it shoots rocks at me, and it's a bit unpredictable. Not nearly as unpredictable as all the stuff that's coming. So it'll start dropping more and more tanks at me, which is why I kind of think I just have to wait this out. I'm not entirely sure. It seems like I get a few hits on the door right there as it's opening. Yeah, that door must be vulnerable for just a fraction of a second. Okay, so now it's just tossing everything at me. And now's when the game tries to trick me into thinking it's doing that thing where I get to go for a while and then fight the same boss again. Which I do, it's just not all that far. Right now it's just allowing me a chance to replenish my super bombs, which I didn't do because I'm an idiot. And I've actually got a pretty good spread on my weapon here. It's trying to trick me into using super bombs right now, but that would be a big mistake because this is not the boss. The big boss is on the other side of him. Because, wait, why are the tank treads continuing on? Oh, clever game. Yeah, this game got me a few times with this, actually. Now I'm just a bit... Well, I guess I have enough of the level memorized. So this is kind of a rough boss battle here. Hey, I got a 1-up in the middle of the boss battle. That's nice. So now it's dropping me to the lasers, which is good. I mean, lasers are actually better for the boss battle here. And I dropped it as a bomb. With that, I think we go to Operation 4. Now, it would be almost totally unheard of for me to beat Operation 4. By almost, I've never beaten Operation 4. I just kind of hang on for dear life. I would have to level up my shmup skills a bit in order to get through this. Although maybe if I switch to the green as I pick up the blue. Because I remember for a portion of this I was burning super bombs not out of you know, desire to burn them, but just help give me some more, you know, the cockpit load's too high for me. I need to decompress a little. Yeah, this is definitely feeling like a much more modern shmup right now. I suppose they all get this way, I just don't get very far in shmups ever. Ooh. So anyway, when I was a kid, I did manage to pick up just about every system I wanted, even if I couldn't afford the games for it. So, for example, I bought my TurboGrafx here for, I want to think, 35 bucks is what I think I spent for it. I remember I spent much less than a video game for the modern systems, which at the time was Sony PlayStation and Nintendo 64. Saturn was pretty much out of the picture already. But I did enjoy my Saturn tremendously because it was a much more modern system than I usually got, so I treated myself to that and a bunch of games because they were just cheap as dirt. And today still I think Saturn may have aged a bit better than PlayStation. PlayStation looks like it's trying to be too dark, gritty, and realistic in most games, and I think it's just because it handles more effects than the Saturn does, and the Saturn's lack of effects actually give it kind of an endearing charm where you can see everything because there isn't a shadow or a gradient trying to make some awesome mind-blowing effect, because we've got a lot of systems that'll do awesome mind-blowing effects. That's not really what we need a Saturn to do, at least in today's world. Okay. Oh, it's this guy again. I don't know why I thought we faced him again in level 1. I'm about to die. That's just what there is to this. Okay. Bye again. Oh, some part of me remembers this part of the game. So anyway, because I got into retro gaming so early, I guess when it was just junk gaming, I have a lot of things that people now consider quite valuable that I just did not pay all that much for. 3DO, Neo Geo CD, Jaguar CD actually. I've still got a working one of those. I bought it new for really low. I bought the Jaguar system for 30 bucks with 3 games, and that was kind of a final clearance kind of thing. Everything was new. I did not keep the boxes for any of that Jaguar stuff, which is a shame because that's definitely a system that is worth more to other people than it is to me. And I kind of feel bad sitting on it. Oop. And this is one of those things where once you lose one life, you're probably just gonna die. Oh. might survive. Where'd that thing go? If they go off screen, then they come back. Oh good, now for the real boss. No weapons, no super bombs, just me. No? No real boss? Alert? Sounds like a real boss. Well, that was actually kind of a lame effect. This thing's going to charge down here, isn't it? So this music really reminds me of some of the Konami games of about this era. As I just, waste my final life on this boss here. I think the strategy for this boss is not to lose your power-ups before him. That's a good lesson for a boss to teach, I think. Just don't suck before you get to me, and then you'll have a chance. That's actually been the lesson that most of the bosses have taught here. So anyway, I'm going to switch back, and I'm going to stop the stream, and then I'm going to check it out, see how my levels are. So for now, this is Reaperman signing off.